I have been playing a twin-stick shooter fused with a roguelike that's called Enter the Gungeon. This is from our good friends at Devolver Digital, who always work to bring us interesting titles. You might not like every single thing that they put out there, but this game and many others that they've shipped to us is very unique and fresh, even if it's incorporating familiar elements. This is a twin-stick shooter, kind of like the old Smash TV and Robotron type games, where you're going from room to room, wiping out enemies and collecting all kinds of loot. There's a little bit of a kind of a Diablo type hook in here because there are tons of weapons, all of which will be added to your journal so you can see all the stats and stuff. There's lots of little in-jokes with other types of games and stuff out there as well. This is really, really fun stuff. But it's also got a little bit of that roguelike kind of vibe to it as well, because everything is procedurally generated. Every time you go into one of these dungeons, they call them gungeons though in the game, you're going to find completely different sorts of geography and a completely different set of enemies to combat. So you're not going to be able to memorize your way through this experience. All you can do is learn all of the tactics that you can use in order to keep progressing and dive deeper and deeper within the gungeon. This is an incredibly difficult game. This is not something that you're going to be able to breeze through. And like all roguelikes, just like Dark Souls and lots of other types of games that you can point to, Rogue Legacy, another great one, you start all over again. Or you start from, as far as you could get, and you basically create a checkpoint and then you continue on from there. But there is a lot of get to deep into a gungeon, fight a boss, the boss destroys you, and you gotta roll it all back and try again. They've even got a clock mechanic in there to kind of laugh in your face that you suck and died again. All that being said, I just love the way that they set up the mechanics of the game. I've always been a big fan of twin-stick shooters, going right back to Robotron and Smash TV. In a lot of ways, this kind of fuses some of the best stuff that Eugene Jarvis built for us back in the old arcade days, with some cool RPG mechanics and a lot of roguelike kind of frustration. There are 4 characters that you can choose from in Enter the Gungeon. You've got a Marine, which kind of looks like a Space Marine a la Halo. You've got a Convict, you've got a Pilot, and you've got a Hunter. All of them come with little, slightly different weapons and slightly different stats and abilities, but they're all pretty well balanced. I really couldn't pick a favorite amongst them. It's all sort of pixelated 8-bit kind of style, more 16-bit, almost like something you would play on a beefed up Super Nintendo or something. And when it comes to the mechanics and sort of trying to figure out how you're going to survive, there are a couple of extra tools in your tool belt that you're going to have to get familiar with. One of them is called the blank, which you press down on the 2 thumbsticks, and it creates, it's almost like a smart bomb effect in a traditional space shooter or something like that. It destroys all of the bullet fire that you're going to see on screen, and sometimes it's bullet hell. Sometimes you are just dodging or trying not to get hit by streams of enemy fire all the way across the screen, so that blank becomes incredibly important. But another tactic that you have is the ability to dodge roll, and this not only lets you evade gunfire and getting hit physically by some of the enemy types, but you can also leap over chasms and little streams and openings and stuff like that you're going to find throughout the levels. There is a little bit of action-adventure type of clambering from one area to the next. It's all top-down, so it's not exactly like you're playing a Mario-type game, but you do have to kind of avoid pitfalls and losing your little bullet hearts. That's another clever little trick that they've got in this thing too, is the bullets are everywhere. The enemies are shaped like bullets. They shoot bullets. Bullets are your currency when you're visiting the shops and you're spending it on power-ups and new weapons and the bullet hearts. The hearts are actually 2 bullets shaped and clamped together to create the look of a heart. You're finding chests in these mazes. You're also able to automatically teleport to different areas that you've already traversed to, which will save you a lot of time. And basically what you're trying to do is kill as much of a gungeon as you can, find the secrets, keep your heart ratio up as high as you can, find the cool weapons, and then get to another more difficult level of the gungeon. And I gotta tell you, I'm not great at this game, but I adore its charm, and I love the mechanics, and I like the challenge. And even though I'm not good, I still have a good time jumping in and playing and having the game kind of show me how badass it is, because it's different every time. That procedurally generated content is kind of a godsend here, I think this will frustrate you if you don't have a lot of patience for roguelikes out there. If you're not a big fan of twin sticks, this ain't for you. But if you're like me, this is kind of sort of 8-bit or 16-bit candy. I'm going to give Enter the Gungeon an 8.5 out of 10. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.